song appealing, and well, it has nothing to do with this video. What is happening, gamers? This is Bradley here, and welcome back to a new episode of That's Nintendo Crazy. This is really just craziest Nintendo stuff this week. I just changed the name to That's Nintendo Crazy because I didn't like the other name, it was too long and stuff. But if you liked it, well, that's too bad. So in this episode, I'm going to be doing my first ever top 10 list, and it's going to be the top 10 worst Nintendo Wii box arts. And considering the Nintendo Wii had a lot of shovelware, and shovelware usually doesn't have that good a box art, my whole list is shovelware. But I guess that's still fun, so let's get to it. And to start off our grand old top 10 list with a rush, we have Big Time Rush Dance Party, which showcases what people apparently do at dance parties. You know, jumping in the air in awkward positions, that kind of stuff. And Mr. Vest over here is apparently playing charades and acting out Wii fishing. Mr. Stripes is apparently wearing a shirt that's a little too small and he's showcasing his very own magic trick. And Yellow Shirt actually had the decency to point and laugh at you for actually picking this game up. And this next box art is all about throwing in a bunch of random stuff and hoping no one will notice. This is Jimmy Johnson's Anything with an Engine. And what do we have here on the left? Oh, you know, nothing you normally wouldn't see on a racetrack. A Tyrannosaurus Rex, a giant lion tamer on the top of a tent in an actual wave. In the middle of a racetrack. But that's not all though. There's the Death Star. You know, the one from Star Wars. And then there's the actual racers. I don't know what this is. And then there's this fat guy who's naked and he is wearing what I'm guessing is a biker helmet. Oh, and part of his leg is missing. And do you have that feeling that there's something watching you in this box art? Oh yeah, right there. A ginormous ghost ape. Besides the fact the name of the game, Heathcliff the Fast and the Furious, is a pun on a popular Hollywood movie, the whole box art just looks like cheap clip art. You got some cheap looking animal friends over here, and then over yonder you got some cars. They're racing so fast that their tires are shredding into squiggly lines. Seriously, a 3-year-old can draw that. And what's worse, what is wrong with this rat's face? What is wrong with his face? Really, what is that pink thing? Is it a mouth, a nose, or maybe it's just a mole with hair sprouting out of it? And next up on our list is Calvin Tucker's Redneck Farm Animals Racing Tournament. That's a mouthful. You know, this box art can get you a little sick if you stare at it for too long. Seriously, I kinda got a little dizzy from looking at it. I can understand a little blur effect, but really the whole background? I think there are a couple more tractors in the background, but it's kinda hard to tell considering there's a little blur here and there. And why does the redneck pig on the front have one tooth? Do you see any other teeth? No, I didn't think so. That is one giant white brick for a tooth, my friend. Hey, I guess the porcupine's kinda cute, even though his mouth is a little misplaced and lopsided, but hey, what can you expect from a game whose first letters in its title spell fart? You smell that? It smells like Photoshop. You see those ballerinas? Photoshop. Now, let's focus on the young child and let's see how many things are wrong with her. 1, she is clearly not having too much fun doing her ballerina thing. 2, her head is turned at a weird angle. 3, she moves like a robot. 4, it looks like she only has 4 fingers. And 5, it looks like she only has 1 arm. This next box art is pretty awesome. This is Marines Modern Urban Combat, everybody. Notice the word modern, jumping on a little bandwagon here. But just look at these soldiers' faces, they just scream Photoshop. They're in the middle of a war zone and they have the most blank, expressionless looks on their faces. At least this guy over here has what looks like a very, very slight furrow on his eyebrows, but this guy over here, he's just gone. There's some random explosion right next to his head, but apparently everything's all hunky-dory. His eardrums are probably ruptured, but he continues on like nothing ever happened. Or maybe these faces are some subliminal message trying to tell us this is going to be the worst game ever made. 4 words: Photoshopped animals, disembodied arm. Enough said. You know, this next game, Canada Hunt, makes some pretty good use of contrast. You have a realistic photo quality landscape in the background and the most unrealistic animals in the foreground. That's quality fur, everybody. The clearly happy elk and his stiff antler buddy here playing a sneak attack on the poor old turkey by jumping out of the bushes calm as a wildebeest. But apparently the bushes are teleporters to another dimension. Don't believe me? Then why do their bodies abruptly end when they don't even hit the edge of the box art? Plus, they're fading into nothingness. See? You can see right through them. Oh, and what's this? The game includes bonus elk and turkey hunts? Thanks for telling me, game. I guess I couldn't figure that out considering there's an elk and a turkey right there on the front cover. And did they really have to say bonus? And this is the box art for Ju-On the Grudge, a fright simulator. This box art is just really generic. It's boring and it's bland and there's nothing clever about it. Everything's brown, the whole background's brown. And the image they use doesn't even give us an idea of what the game is actually about. It's just a lady behind the arm of a couch. And it's usually not a good idea to use real life actors. It usually never ends well. Even though the game is a fright simulator, apparently the game is funny. Apparently it's sad because Mr. I don't know who you are said so. And the #1 worst box art for the Nintendo Wii goes to Sniper Elite. This box art is kind of just a mess. I'm thinking Mr. Artsy here took a little inspiration from, you know, that redneck fart game. Again, another unnecessary use of the apparently popular blur effect. It's like almost only the very center of the image is not blurred. Part of his thumb isn't blurred and the scope isn't blurred, and why is he pointing in the wrong direction when the cursor is obviously over here aiming at the World War II soldier? You want to know the most ironic part about this box art though? The game is clearly rated M, but wait, what's that over there? It's made by Maximum Family Games? Maybe the M just stands for maximum. Well, that will bring us to the end of this top 10 list and a new episode of That's Nintendo Crazy. If you have any other box arts that you think should be in this top 10 list, leave a comment below. And if you have any ideas that you want me to do for a new episode of That's Nintendo Crazy, leave that in the comments below as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and you can stay tuned for more episodes in this series along with my video reviews for Nintendo games and my retro reviews and my news segments. But I'll talk to you later in the next video, guys. Bye!